Cards now running a 3-game winning streak. That's courtesy of CBS, as that was a 53-yarder, as they now get ready for the New York Jets. And Howard Balzer joins us now. Howard, I want to first, before we get into Sunday's game with the NFL trade deadline passing, Cardinals did make a move for Baron Browning. Do you think they did enough at this point? What was your expectations going into the trade deadline?
I quite frankly didn't have a lot of expectations. I thought that what the Cardinals should do, if they were able to, is to make a right deal to fit the team, would be more to add depth. I never expected some splash trade that you're going to give up, draft picks you don't want to give up for a guy who's probably not going to be under contract after this season. So I think with the guy they got, he's shown he can be a good young player. He's had injuries in his career that have kind of short-circuited him, but came in as a third-round pick. And the 2 years when he played a lot. This first year they put him on the inside, and then when he played outside the last 2 years, the last 2 years before this one, he had 9.5 sacks. This year he missed 4 games with injury. And it's amazing to me, guys, when I see people writing or whatever and say, well, he only has no sacks this year, blah, 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 blah. And I said, and they don't even mention that, well, he didn't play 4 games. His second game, he got injured early in the second quarter, and he's been back for 3 games and became a backup because other guys started playing well ahead of him. And that's why the Broncos felt, comfortable trading him. So, it's not a difference-making move, but you never know. They got him. Here's what they invested in him: $1.5 million for the rest of the season for his contract, and a 6th-round draft pick. And he's a guy that they liked a lot coming out of the draft. Nick Rallis talked about, talking with him in the draft prep, not here, but when he was with a previous team. And the guy has ability. So they're going to, take a shot, bring in some depth, and, with this group, who knows? So I don't get why everybody's just looking to blast stuff and then say, and question Monty. Here's the thing, guys. Hate to ramble a little bit, but I normally don't, something doesn't work out in the long run. Okay, that happens. It happens to the best of teams. But I'm always amazed that people out there who are amateur GMs and think they know as much about these teams, about these players. And so, we'll see. I'm not claiming, I don't know if it's going to work out, but certainly nobody knows if it won't. And yet you have people out there saying, oh, what a horrible trade. This won't work. Well, how do you know that? You just don't know. And, we'll see in time, what happens.
I think a lot of times a lot of folks out there see and hope the Cardinals or your team keep up with the Joneses when you see trade moves. I think the thing you brought up, though, Howard, is the depth as the season lingers on. We're halfway through the year, and as you and I both know, if you've got some depth for some decent players, they don't have to be all-stars, then you can help keep that momentum moving forward and get yourself ready for a wild card, or maybe in this case, even having a chance at winning the NFC West.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. I was looking at all the trades in the league, guys, and there were 18 trades, and not all on deadline day, but, in the period leading up to it also. There were 18 trades involving 19 players. And let me add this real quick, 9, 12, 13, like 22 of the draft picks of the 29 draft picks involved, 22 draft picks were from the 5th round on. So, we're not talking about difference-making moves that teams are making. And, yeah, Devontae Adams was traded, but, most of them are moves, like this. And one other quick note, last year, in the whole trading period, there were, let me double check this here. I'm going to give the right numbers. Last year, there were 15 trades involving 16 players, and only 6 of those players that were traded are with the team that acquired them now. Only 6.
That's amazing.
And so, yeah, so that's what tells you what goes on. Everyone thinks it's going to be baseball or hockey where teams go, no, this is the NFL. Like you said, you come into a team halfway through the season, and you've got to learn new offense, new defense, new players, all those things. And so now that doesn't mean you can't come in and compete. And I'm sure when he gets on the field, whether it's this week or after the bye, it's not like he's going to know the entire defense. but you hope to be able to put him out there that at least knows enough to, hopefully make an impact. But, we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. But I think that people just overreact to all this stuff. And, they want their, everyone say, oh, you should have got Azeez Ojulari. Well, guess what? Did anybody see him traded somewhere else? No, because, nobody wanted to give up the price the Giants want for a guy, again, who's going to be a free agent after this season. And so that has a big part in what teams will give in trade. And, I think what Monty Ossenfort has done, his plan, if anyone tries to push back against his plan, that what's happened over the last year and a half, doesn't know football. They criticize this deal and say, you should have done this, you should have done that. This guy hasn't proven that. Well, what did Mack Wilson, what did he proven in his previous years?
3 minutes
in the NFL, right? He'd only had something like 18 starts over his last 5 seasons. Yet the Cardinals saw something in him, and they thought that he could come in and improve the defense. And he's done that. He's done that. Kaiser White wasn't a household name when he was brought in. So, I defer to the experts in this, the people who do this job professionally, until it's shown that it didn't work out. But even when things don't work out a lot of times, it doesn't mean you made a wrong decision. It just means, it didn't happen for whatever reasons. But,
Howard Balzer.
That's just my thought on it.
Okay. Howard Balzer's our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Howard, take me then to the game. Did we see the real Jets on last Thursday night with 8 sacks of C.J. Stroud and Aaron Rodgers pinpoint targeting, throwing the football? And is that going to be the case against the Cardinals coming Sunday?
That's a great question. And certainly we know what Aaron Rodgers is capable of. We know certainly what, Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams
2 minutes.
are capable of. And, Adams hadn't done so much for the first half, but, then the second half he came alive and they ran the ball pretty well. We knew how good that defense was coming in. I think this front seven is a little bit better than what the Bears were putting out on the field, especially the Bears playing, without Montez Sweat. And so, but that's a very good defense. Now, it looks like they're not going to have C.J. Mosley. They're starting in middle linebacker, who didn't play last week and hasn't practiced yet this week. So, that could hurt them. But their front, I think, is a little more sturdy and a little more, tougher than the Bears was. So, are the Cardinals going to be as successful running the ball? It's pretty hard to imagine that. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a grind. The Jets are fighting for their lives to stay relevant, through the second half of the season. And this could be a tough game.
1 minute.
There's no doubt. I believe this is going to be a tough game, and the Cardinals have to, play at the level they've been playing at. I think it's, like I said, it will be close, and we'll see, we'll see who makes the plays in the fourth quarter that enables them to win.
Howard Balzer, USA Today, Cards Wire, and on Twitter at HBalzer721. Good stuff as always, Howard. Thank you.
All right, guys, take care.
You got it. Howard Balzer joining us here on Rock and Minuch with Jimmy B. We'll finish up with our Learner Row one call. That's all. You'll hear from Kevin Durant and who he thinks is going to win tonight's Thursday night game. That's next. It's Rock and Minuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.